Hey, this is Scott. It's the week before the 4th of July, and I figured what better way to celebrate American Independence Day than to go ahead and review a wine that was made out of Poulsbo, Washington, brand new winery by three military veterans, one from the Army, two from the Navy. And I promise I'm going to keep the military, Army, and Navy jokes to a minimum. Well, maybe. We're going to go ahead and review Decompression Chardonnay from Hardhead Winery 2016. Stay tuned. All right, you are tuned in to the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast. This is Scott. And yes, I said it is the week before the 4th of July, and I'm going to go ahead and review a veteran-owned winery. So, a little bit of background here. These are three military retirees, two out of the Navy, one out of the Army. And my understanding is I was just on the phone with the head winemaker himself, Jim. All these guys were hobbyist winemakers, and a lot of this happens in the state of Washington, where you're making a whole lot of wine for yourself, and you have people you end up giving the bottles away, and people go, "Hey, this is good enough to sell. Why don't you go ahead and sell it?" And it sounds like that's what these three gentlemen did. Now, Jim Davenport, Vernon Armstrong, and Gregory Lone are the three gentlemen that own the winery. It was founded in 2018, but because of the Navy, because of the government shutdown last year, their licensing was put on hold. So this is a product that they went ahead and had made for themselves by J&S Crushers out of Eastern Washington. Now, I've mentioned J&S Crushers before. The head winemaker there has his own label, but he does a spectacular job. And what this wine, I believe, and I'm going to go through the review here on it, but this Decompression Chardonnay, even though these guys didn't make it, they did select it, and I think, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys do with it, with their winemaking. So once everything is going up and running. Anyways, what we have here is we have a wine. It's a Chardonnay, but it's 96% Chardonnay. It's 4% Gewürztraminer. It is at 13.4% alcohol by volume. And what really, I mean, to be honest with you, when my wife and I were at, I believe it was Crimson Cove store in Poulsbo, what really caught our eye was the artwork on this. We're like, oh, hey, there's a diver kissing a mermaid. And it got us to talking with the owner of the store, and that's how we were introduced to this particular wine. So, but what we have here is we do have a non-oaked stainless steel aged Chardonnay. It's 100% Washington grape, which is amazing. I love that because the way the rules are written, you could still have something listed as a Washington wine, but have some certain percentage of grapes coming in from outside sources. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive immediately into this review. Just looking at it through the glass, I mean, this is an extremely clear, almost pale yellow. Boy, I'd even hard pressed to call it yellow, but it's extremely pale. I would say I'm going to stay with a pale yellow look to it. It is clear, and there are no artifacts whatsoever. So let's go ahead and take the nose on this. Wow, that's something I didn't get before. All right. On the nose, I'm getting yellow apple. I'm getting almost a baked apple note without the spice. There's some white peach, some peach in there. Some unripened, if you've ever cut open a honeydew melon, some honeydew melon in there. And there's a nuttiness to it. I want to say hazelnut on the nose. Yeah. Boy, it smells good. Let's go ahead and take a sip. Okay. The acidity on this both the acidity and the tannins on this. You don't expect a whole lot of tannins in a white wine normally. Both this, I would say, are medium, medium minus on both the acidity and the tannins. But what I'm finding is the flavor. The flavor is very consistent with the nose on this. That I do get that yellow apple, I do get that pear, but now instead of unripened honeydew melon, I'm actually getting more of a honeysuckle note to it on the flavor. And that hazelnut has gone. It's not as intense of hazelnut or nuttiness on this as that I got on the nose. Now that being said, there is no alcohol burn on this at all. I know that for some people, the Chardonnays especially, you can really taste the alcohol. I don't taste the alcohol in this at all. The only downside to this wine is that the finish is relatively short. Okay, it's there, but it drops off. The front part of the palate, you've got the explosion of the apple, and it starts to slowly fade through the mid palate, and then it almost drops off non-existently. It's not unpleasant. I do, as I've said before, personally, I like a longer finishing wine, but for what this is, which is these guys have put themselves out there, I believe they've gone ahead and chosen a very good wine to bottle under their label, and I'm really looking forward to their first offerings after harvest this coming fall. So, what am I going to go ahead and rate this as? Now, I have, like I said, it's a sourced wine. They went ahead and had another winemaker make this for them. I'm glad they did, and I'm glad they've put themselves out there. Will I go ahead and buy this wine again? Yeah, I will. When I go back out to Poulsbo, probably in a couple weeks, I'm definitely going to pick up another bottle of this. I want to say my wife and I paid, I want to say it was about $20 or $22 for this. This is a very easy drinking, light-bodied Chardonnay that's going to go great for the summer months chilled. My rating on it, 84 out of 100. Solid 84 out of 100. I don't mind paying up for a craft winery's product. I know that there's people out there that are going to say, well, $20 for a wine that's sourced. You know, I'm going to tell you right now, if these three gentlemen chose this based on the palate, I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait to see what they produce and with their palates, you know, with their flavors and what they want to do. So I think they went ahead and did a good job. Now, one of the other things I found interesting on this is on the back label here, they will put a featured diver, okay? And then on this particular bottle is Darlene M. Iskra. Darlene served in the U.S. Navy for 21 years as a diving officer and surface warfare officer. She was one of the first women officers to serve as a diving officer in the U.S. Navy. So, anyways, guys, congratulations. I believe you guys are going to be very successful. So, Jim, it's good talking to you. Thank you very much. And everybody else, especially if you're in the state of Washington, I'm going to go ahead and put a link down below to hardhatwinery.com. And if you guys want to go ahead and check them out and see what they have to offer and put yourself up there, get on their mailing list, and at the very least, head on out to the winery and go see what they have to offer. Thank you very much. Go ahead, if you guys like this content, please hit the thumbs up button. That way other people can go ahead and share, they can get notified of the video. Have you guys ever had a veteran-owned wine from a wine from a veteran-owned winery? Let me know what you guys have. If you have any more suggestions about veteran-owned wineries, put them down below, please. That also means that you have to leave a comment. So go ahead and leave the comment. If you do like this content, though, please go ahead and hit subscribe. And when you hit the subscribe button, a little bell's going to pop up. Go ahead and hit that bell button. That way, when I do upload more videos, especially next week for 4th of July, I'm going to be doing probably a rye whiskey, which I know is going to, the bourbon guys like to say that the bourbon is the original American whiskey, let's be honest, they were making rye whiskey before they were making bourbon. So, anyways, please drink responsibly. And as my motto is, life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. Cheers. And gentlemen, again, congratulations on your new winery. You're doing good. By the way, I gotta do this. What's the difference between God and a Navy diver? God doesn't go around claiming to be a Navy diver. Later, guys.